Yo, this is Tony Vlaco's Team TV, baby, the king of Survivor Cagayan Jungle. This is Survivor Talk with D&D. Let's give these guys from season 29 a great show. I'll be listening to you guys from my Spy Shack. I hope everybody enjoys the show. Peace.
Hey, everybody. This is Dwaine.
And this is David.
And we're just two best friends talking about the show we love, Survivor. Tonight is our discussion of the severe premiere.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. See, I meant to do that.
Hey, let's start this season off well. Good job.
Yeah. The premiere, suck it up and survive. And I would have had an awesome clip of Josh saying that, but let's just say me and CBS.com are not on good speaking terms right now.
Josh, I think he's on my team.
Yes. I think he is. Oh, I don't have our teams
I do.
divided up, so I don't remember who all's on my team.
I know I got the tribes divided up, but now I need to get the teams because teams are more important than tribes.
Yeah, it is now, right?
That's right.
So, if you are, those of you who are live on YouTube and Google and on our website, welcome. And if you're not, you know, we record every Sunday night and every Thursday night this season. And you can watch us live and post on YouTube. And David's going to be watching YouTube tonight. Isn't that right, David?
That is right, Dwaine.
Stop muting your microphone.
I was coughing. I'm sorry.
You're not. You're watching the Redskins game and you know it.
It's halftime. No, I was coughing, so I'm muted. I'm pulling it up now, and it's telling me what?
Yeah. Every once in a while, I'll be talking, and David will be like, "Oh, and it'll be because he's watching the Redskins game."
Go ahead, Dwaine. Tell what you think. Go ahead.
Yes. Anyway. Yeah. So, Sunday night we'll be live again at 10 o'clock Eastern Time, and that will be the feedback show. So we want you to leave your feedback. So you can do that just by going to survivortalkwithdnd.com/not-support. Feedback.
You are on fire tonight.
Go to our website, yeah. Go to our website and go to feedback. You can send us an email. You can record us right there on your computer, or you can call our feedback line. All of that is on our website. All right? So, hey, David, less than a week. The T-shirts, the Survivor Talk with D&D limited run of T-shirts is only good through Tuesday. Tuesday is the last day, and you'll have till like midnight, and I don't know which time zone. So don't wait till the last minute. But you can just go to t-shirt.stwdd.com and look at the T-shirts. Order one. They're $20, which is a steal. This Koyopa and Hunapu buffs are $22, and my T-shirt has a whole lot more material, and it's only $20.
Yeah, they barely cover my arm. So.
Yeah. And they barely cover Julie, according to my wife. My wife is like, you know what? If she doesn't want people to think that about her, then she shouldn't dress like that.
I would need two, one for each leg, because I sure wouldn't get them any higher.
That's right. Anyway, get your T-shirt before Tuesday, or Tuesday's the last day. $20. $1 goes to MS Research, and we're trying to upgrade David's video equipment. So we would like to at least get 50 sold, my friends. We need about another 22 to do that. So
if we don't make our target goal, that means they're satisfied with how I look right now.
Yes. Well, either that or they didn't want to buy a T-shirt, which is fine. David and I got T-shirts, which is what we really wanted.
When do they get shipped?
They will go out 2 weeks after the 29th.
Okay.
That's what the website says. So there you go. As always, thank you for starting your Amazon shopping using our link. Or as I told my mom today, just make a shortcut on the desktop and stop calling me every time you want to go shopping on Amazon. Right?
That's like my mom. Can you check and see if you saw my books that I ordered? No, I can't, Mom. Just Dwaine. Call Dwaine.
Yeah.
Here's his number.
Yeah. Amazon.stwdd.com. How's that for an easy link?
There you go.
Amazon.stwdd.com. Guess what, David?
What, Dwaine?
We have a new monthly supporter.
Awesome.
His name is Scott Perino. We'll just call him Scott.
There you go.
thank you, Scott. He went over to patreon.com and supports us monthly. Let's get to our initial thoughts, David, because we have people watching and they're tired of me talking about all this other stuff.
Okay.
So, initial thoughts. I have several. I have 3 initial thoughts on the premiere episode, the 90-minute episode of Survivor San Juan Del Sur, Blood versus Water.
Okay.
Do you want me to give... Stop watching the game.
I'm looking at YouTube to see if anybody's... Sorry, I apologize.
No, I'm just playing with you.
Game's over there.
I know.
Over here.
I knew you weren't watching the game, but I thought it'd be funny to...
It's at halftime anyway.
All right, I have 3. Here's my first initial thought. What happened to Coyopa being the Challenge Kings we thought they would be?
They ran into a puzzle.
Hello? Gosh. Not only that, they lost reward, and they lost the immunity challenge.
And they lost rock, paper, scissors. Nothing. They couldn't win
Exactly. They lost 3 things in a row. Y'all are losers, is what Probst would say to them.
That's right.
Do you have an initial thought you want to insert in between mine?
Well, I just want to say, I did not...
No, don't do that like that.
Don't do that. Okay. I did not dislike... No, I didn't... I liked the episode. We were talking earlier, and even the worst episode of One World I liked, for some reason or another. That's how much I like Survivor.
Right.
This, to me, just... I wanted more... I'm a fan of Day One. You know, I like the merge. I like Day One, different times, and to me, Day One is one of the most important days. And I felt like we got a Day One from Season 1, where people hadn't really studied up as much. There were obviously some that did, but I mean, we barely got any strategy talk until like almost 45 minutes in. It just seemed. There are a few comments made that you could tell people knew what was going on, like Reed saying, you know, you got to learn fire before you come out here. But otherwise, it really felt like Season 1, kind of, with so many new people. But I love the new people. I mean, I just love that it's all new people. But I mean, I did like the episode. I didn't dislike it. It didn't blow me away. But there were parts of it that we'll talk about that I really, really liked, and some parts that were just okay.
So when I first saw you post about this, I don't know if it was in a message to me or a little group that we have that we message a lot.
Yeah.
That you said it felt so much like Season 1 that you didn't like it, or did I misread that?
No, it just, yeah, that was a little bit of my tone at the time. It was like after 28 seasons, it shouldn't feel like Season 1. To me, as somebody that would love to play it and that's seen every season, it just should feel like people are coming on saying, I'm ready to start working, ready to start aligning. And I guess it was the editing. I'm sure some people were digging for idols and making alliances other than Jeremy.
I don't know.
Okay, see, I'm trying to be optimistic.
So what you're saying is this is kind of a laid-back cast that aren't doing many exciting things, kind of like the first season.
I think even the first season people were more aggressive through Day One.
Yeah. Well, I know I'm jumping ahead, but according to Dalton Ross, the tribal council was the first tribal council in his 9 times of going, either 9 times or 9 years of going, that he actually looked at his watch because he wished it was over. So apparently there wasn't a lot of stuff going on even there. So you may be right. It may be kind of a low key group.
Right.
You know, we certainly don't have any big personalities on there that are, you know, well, we voted one off.
Yeah.
You know,
exactly.
Well, you and I didn't. Although
that's right.
Although we chose her to be off first.
Neither did Josh, so we didn't do
it. Yeah. Neither did Josh. Much to Baylor's surprise, I bet. We'll talk about that later. All right, so that was your another initial thought. I had another one. Are idols really that easy to find? Now, I don't think it's an idol now, but that was my initial thought.
You don't think it is?
No, and I have explanation for that later.
Okay.
I do not think it's an idol. Sorry, my cord is bothering my leg.
Okay.
Podcasting at its best.
All right, my next thought, or you want to finish your thought? You got more on that one?
No, that's it.
I did laugh a lot in this episode.
Yeah?
A lot, yeah. There were a lot of different segments where I laughed. I laughed at people.
Yeah.
And then I laughed.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I laughed at situations.
Yeah.
And Val gave me one of the funniest moments, I think, of the whole episode. We'll talk about it later.
Oh,
But
good.
I did find myself laughing, which made it more enjoyable.
Yeah.
So it was good.
I have a clip later on in the show that I believe will be one of those moments.
Yeah.
Where we'll laugh several times even as we listen. Yeah. It might involve Drew.
It might.
So, yeah. All right, my third initial thought. We could do a whole show on initial thoughts.
Uh-huh.
I'm glad we're not counting blurs. I mean, I don't know how many there were, but one time I just kind of caught a glimpse of a blur, and it was Wes, I think. And I thought, my gosh, you'd have to just literally watch the episode trying to find blurs because it was so obscure. So I'm glad we're not counting blurs.
That's funny because I didn't see any. I didn't notice any.
Exactly.
I'm also glad we're not counting First Fire because he's on your team. Alec did First Fire.
Well, I don't know. Drew says he did it, and Alec kind of gave it to him.
Oh, I thought Alec was the one down there striking it.
Oh,
well,
so.
No discussion necessary because no points awarded.
That's right. So let's go to day 0. So what do you think about day 0? Do you like that?
I don't really remember day 0 because it was basically the introductions, which I thought was fantastic.
Oh, I loved it. Yeah.
He didn't even acknowledge. They didn't show him getting off the truck like
No.
they did in the previous season. They didn't show him having to go through the woods. They just showed him out there.
They didn't show them getting dropped out of helicopters from 100 feet in the air.
Right. No parachutes, no bungees. That's right.
Even though he said, we dropped them on the island.
Only I get to ride in the helicopters.
Yes. And I rode around in the helicopter to tease them.
That was my first comment, though, was day 0 combined with short introductions and brief confessionals. Excellent.
I liked it.
I really liked it.
Us.
Yep.
Yeah. One thing that I found interesting was the note said, it may be the only night you spend together. Well, hello. I think, if anything, that gave them a heads up that they're probably not going to be on the same tribe, if they didn't already know that. And, man, this is a time, like I have on my notes, so what happens on the first night, I'll go ahead and answer it. You start strategizing. You start talking about, okay, we're not going to be on the same team, so let's talk about the game.
So did you hear any of that?
Don't remember.
I don't think
so
did either. Maybe it's just editing. I'm sure Val and Jeremy were talking strategy, and maybe Reed and Josh, but I really just didn't hear anything. What I did like about the introductions, and some of the confessionals were at camps. You could tell they weren't necessarily at day 0, but it was them actually. We finally got like a video interview on the beach. It wasn't just a pregame interview, sitting in a nice palm tree chair or whatever. It was actually on the beach, so that was kind of neat. It was like their first reaction videos.
Right. So I noticed that Jacqueline and John were having a blast.
Oh yeah.
I mean, like, this is like Survivor Jacqueline, and of course we see that later with John, that he's kind of a fun guy.
Yeah. I wonder what he's like 20 days in with no food.
Well, yeah, I don't know.
but yes, he is a very fun guy.
And then John and Julie, not quite so much. They weren't having as much fun.
No. My only comment for those two I wrote, do they really know the game? The way they were talking about stuff, and she's independent, she can work, and I'm like, where's the game talk? Maybe this was me getting a little eager looking for game talk.
Yeah. Oh well, David, you're just gonna have to, put a blanket over that eagerness.
For 5 or 6 episodes.
I don't know how much game talk we're gonna get with this group. I just don't. I mean, look, we just came off of Kagayan, amazing season, one of the best seasons ever. So you're gonna have to lower your expectations a little bit.
And we're also not going to get any post tweets from anybody or anything put out there for public use. Or
nobody's tweeting me except for Billy Garcia. No one's tweeting me as we record like last season.
That's right.
You guys are idiots. What's your problem?
Are you watching the show?
Yeah. But anyway, I have to make sure I say something about Julia later on that my wife wanted to make sure that I said.
Julie or Julia?
Sorry, Julie.
Okay, so I want to make sure I don't call her wrong.
One thing I noticed was Julie talked about there's like crab holes everywhere, and Rocker just rolls his eyes like, oh, you woman.
Did she also say that snakes still do live in holes, don't they?
Yes. Snakes don't live in holes, do they?
I've got proof that they do all around my property.
Man. So then Baylor and Misty enter the newest Planet of the Apes movie. I mean, I'm talking.
Their spaceship is just down the beach.
Oh, great! Kathy's gonna get a clip of that.
That face.
Yeah, if you don't know, Kathy Trantham is one of our listeners, and she also watches. Hopefully, she does both, and or at least downloads iTunes. I don't care if you listen on iTunes; just download it, assuming you're watching. But anyway, so when I make stupid faces like that, invariably they show up on Facebook. So I shouldn't have done that. But anyway, Misty and Baylor walk into the Planet of the Apes movie, which honestly I thought was really cool.
It was, and it showed how close they were. I mean, obviously they're not going to let it get but so close, but I took from those two, they're more like sisters than mother-daughter.
Yeah, but what about what Probst said, that Baylor has taken on the mother role? That was odd.
It is odd because that kind of caught me off guard, as in there's something she said that that he must have caught that we didn't in some other interview or something. But she does seem mature. Her video that you shared on our Facebook page shows she's like professional mature, you know, with music and everything. She makes her own videos, and then there's mom who's been through divorces, and you know, not to put that part aside, but I mean, I just said these two and their connection, they're obviously very close. She seems like they're her only child. I don't know if there's another child, but they're more like sisters, and I could see them working together better because of the strife they've gone through in their lives versus other sisters.
Right. See, I saw it kind of like you did, more like they were sisters than Baylor was taking care of her mom.
Yeah.
I didn't see any indication that Misty needed Baylor to take care of her, which is what I got from she's become a motherly figure to Misty. I didn't catch that so far.
Yeah.
So, don't really have much about Dale and Kelly. Drew and Alec. The sibling rivalry is already there with the whole fire starting and everything.
Yeah.
You know? Alec cutting off his hair. I guess hair ignites quickly.
It's like the fine branches that they find, whatever they use, because it seems like they find some sort of straw or some sort of almost like hay.
Yeah.
To start their fires.
Well, that and his hair.
Pretty much, I guess, so he's saying his hair is as brittle as hay.
I don't know, but he cut off his hair and used it.
He sure did. He'll do whatever it takes, dude.
If hair is required to start a fire, David, then sorry. If you ever get on the show,
we're going to be cold tonight, fellas. Because I don't have much to use.
Not unless you shave my back, girls. All right, that's gross. All right, forget it. So then let's go to Reed and Josh. I loved Reed and Josh.
No, I had something on Dale and Julie.
Oh, did you? Okay. Dale and Kelly, maybe.
No, Dale and Julie.
Well, who are they?
That's the father and daughter.
No, that'd be Dale and Kelly.
Who's Kelly? Is it Kelly? Why do I have Julie?
I don't know.
We're both due with our names. First episode. I sure do. No wonder Julie looks funny spelled that way. I don't understand. Anyway.
What, spelled Kelley?
I'm not going to tell you how I spelled Julie on there. So anyway. I just wrote that Dale is a worker bee. He goes out there and it's like he starts to build the beach. He starts to build a shelter. And Kelly's like, Dad, we're only going to be here one night. Don't wear yourself out.
Yeah.
Save yourself. So I said, oh, okay, he's going to be like that on the tribe.
Hey, a quick shout out to Salami5 who just corrected me, and thank you so much. I don't know why I'm calling Misty.
Yeah, I heard that too. I just didn't want to correct you again.
Well, you should have corrected me. I just corrected you, calling Kelly Julie. So thank you, Salami. I don't know who you are, but thank you.
I'm not seeing any comments yet. Why am I not seeing any comments?
I don't know. Maybe they're not leaving any, but that's okay.
Where'd you see that comment? On Twitter?
She tweeted me. So
thank you
very much. Well, you know, it's like I said about Dale.
It's not Salome, is it?
Well, probably. Salome, Misty.
We apologize at this point for all names that we misspeak.
Yeah, Salome.
Because there will be more.
Yeah, she's like, psst, it's Missy, not Misty. All right. Yeah, Dale's got his list, and he, like I said pre-season, Dale is a list guy. This is what I have to do today. This is what I'm going to do. He got to the beach, boom, 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 and Kelly's like, Dad, chill.
There's a bag, Dad. We need to read the note.
Yeah.
The camera guy's over here. He's not following you.
Yeah. The camera guy's offering us candy bars. Anyway. So Reed and Josh, I love that they found a crab, killed it, started a fire, and I also love that Reed got Josh Flint for Valentine's Day.
That's some real Survivor fans. I love their excitement. They are on Survivor. They can't believe they're actually here, starting the game.
Yeah. I agree, and you can just see the excitement, especially Josh. I must say, Josh received Flint much better than my wife received a hairbrush on our first Christmas, and a toiletry bag and toothbrush.
I can't imagine.
It was a horrible first Christmas.
I cannot imagine.
Cause she bought me like this Nintendo 64 system with all kinds of games and everything, and I got her, you know, a makeup brush that I was so proud of, and some socks. It was horrible. All right.
Now,
We're still on day 0, buddy.
I don't want to correct you, but are you talking about Reed's excitement or Josh's excitement? Because I thought Reed was one that was super excited.
I said Reed got Josh Flint. So I said Josh was excited that Reed got that.
Oh, yeah. I thought you meant out there on the beach.
Yes.
But yes.
And Salome says, yes, David, you were correct in the name. So way to go. Val and Jeremy, how about the whole job rivalry thing?
Completely competitive. That's the first thing I wrote down. I was like, gosh, are these two going to be like this all the way through the game?
Yeah.
Because she's not going to be able to hide, you know, that she's a professional or whatever. You know, if she's just like, oh, I'm ready to go.
Yeah. She is. He's not.
Yeah.
She's going to be able to take it through the game. He's going to be like, I don't want to hurt your feelings. And she's going to be like, shut up and go over there. You know what I'm saying? I mean, she's like hardcore.
I love her comment later. Yeah, I feel sorry for him because he's hurting because of what he did to me right now.
Yeah.
And he's worried about the guys back home. That's right.
I'm surprised she doesn't just tell him, suck it up. I'd do it to you. What are you talking about?
You better have beat me because I was going to whoop on you.
That's right. And wasn't it fun kind of watching Natalie and Nadia go at each other again? You know, with the whole fire thing.
I wrote that those two turn into 8-year-olds when they start fighting. It is so funny. Their voices go up, and they just go. You can see them as little girls.
Yeah.
Just stop touching me. I'm not touching you. Stop touching me. I'm not touching you.
Yeah.
I laughed. That's one of my laugh moments. I thought was hilarious. And I felt like I was watching Amazing Race.
Yeah, it was great. Well, and we heard a lot about Amazing Race tonight.
Yes, we did.
So before we talk about Wes and Keith, I just want to play their little segment so we can hear what kind of amazing father I aspire to be to my children.
Okay.
I'll get a fire going all that before dark. Keep the bugs off of it.
Father and son Louisiana firefighters Keith and Wes share a love for their job and the outdoors.
Wes, have you already lost a striker? Give it to you both.
But while Keith is nearing
Are
retirement,
you kidding me?
he's not yet ready to pass the torch to his son Wes.
We lost our striker for our flint rock, and I'm pretty sure it was him. Man, you got to quit laying stuff in the sand.
You laid it down. This is my time to shine.
What about my time? Is it over
Your
with?
time's been gone.
Been gone?
It's showtime for me. I
Show
think.
time for you.
I got
What do you think?
social aspect, physical aspect, mental aspect. I feel like I got it all.
You're about as mentally strong as that rock.
You're about as mentally strong as that rock. That was classic.
I hope we get Keith for a long time. Because
I know.
It's hilarious.
Oh, wow.
I worked with his twin about so many years ago when I was working at another location, and I swear this guy could have been his twin. Same accent, same look, and it was like I like Keith because he reminds me of my friend Jerry, and it's just fun to watch him. I don't relate to
Jerry
him.
Keel?
No, not Jerry Keel.
Oh, okay.
Oh, no. This is at work.
Oh,
Jerry
okay.
Keel was at church. This is at work. But what I wrote from that, after I laughed, after I got over laughing, then I rewinded it to listen to it again.
I think you did it, Daddy.
Was that I think Keith will be better fit for the game when he's away from Wes and not being dad. When Keith has to socialize and he has to talk to people that are not his kids, I think he could be better in the game. But when Wes is around, he's like corrective dad. He's instructive dad. He's what about me dad? You know, he's
uplifting, encouraging dad.
Uplifting, downlifting, whatever you want to be.
Sorry, I was
being facetious. But I'm like, man, he needs to get away from Wes because if they see him act like that around Wes, it could get condescending after a while, and it could get
right. You're right. They will. It will give them compassion towards Wes and some animosity towards Keith.
Because we're going to see in a few minutes how you treat your loved one can affect you in the game.
Way to tease.
Now we go to commercial.
Yes. Go to buffusa.com. Get yourself a buff.
Sorry, I was going to Hair for Men Club.
No, but seriously, Buff USA, thanks, guys, for the buffs.
Yes.
We have a link on our website. Go there. Click on the link so they'll know that it's actually doing them some good to give us buffs.
That's right.
All right, Heroes Arena, as Probst is so affectionately calling it now that the season is over. Day 1, Heroes Arena.
Yeah, I wonder if they're going to do the. Well, I guess we're going to talk about who. I like his question. Who couldn't start fire? You know, which one of you failed with the free stuff that we gave you?
Yeah.
And it was the fireman.
Which pairs did not prepare for Survivor? Raise your hand, please. Because as Reed so eloquently pointed out, look, if you're going to come on Survivor, you at least need to know how to make fire. And I thought, way to stick it to him there, Reed.
It's like finally a Survivor law. Good. We finally hear something Survivor related.
Yes.
And Missy and Baylor were like, well, we were dealing with monkeys. So we were not worried about fire. We were just worried about monkeys.
We were scared. We had just seen, Attack of the Killer Monkeys. And not only that, but you've got Attack of the Killer Flies. I felt like I was in Virginia again.
Oh, my gosh. Probst is just surrounded by bugs.
Yeah. It's like being in your backyard when the yellow flies are out.
Shh, don't let them hear you. They're gone. Please don't bring them back.
Oh, man.
Things are horrible. But, yeah, I was wondering if we were going to get an introduction for the flies because they were just everywhere.
I was really impressed with Probst, although I don't know how many takes they had to do where he went. But I was pretty impressed that he wasn't slapping those flies because you know how it is when you're outside and flies are buzzing around your neck and your ears because you know he could hear them in his ears.
Oh yeah, they were so close and they were like
right
this
there,
big, and they were this big flying around his head.
Yes. So anyway, day 1. Let's see, Reed and Josh, Survivor. You got on fire. It was fun though listening to Wes and Keith talk about their whole ordeal.
It was, and everybody else enjoyed it too.
Yeah, so it was good to see him laughing and everything. Now, what did you think about Natalie and Nadia coming right out and saying, "We learned from Survivor. We learned from Amazing Race."
I asked Gracie at the first commercial break once that finally came around. I said, "What do you think? Was that a smart move? Was it not a smart move?" She goes, she gave the right answer. I don't know. What do you think? So I told her.
Is that what you're doing to me?
Yeah. So no, I told her. I said they're going to get recognized sooner or later, if they're not already. Because obviously Dale recognized them right away. Some other people did, if not all of them did. And why hide it? Just come out and say it, admit it, say that we lost bad. It's a non-factor because everything she said about Amazing Race was opposite of what Survivor is.
That's
so she made a good case to say, look, we've been on there twice, we've lost twice, but everything about that game is nothing like Survivor. So don't consider anything about that game like Survivor.
Well,
so I thought it was no. She didn't.
That then, because I thought they said that later, but did they say it then?
Gosh, I can't remember exactly what she said at Heroes Arena, but
I wrote she said we learned on Amazing Race. Well, no, she said we learned on Amazing Race. It's social game and all that kind of stuff. I think what they realized 2 to 3 days in was this was nothing like Amazing Race, and Nadia kept saying it.
You're right. All that I just said, they said throughout the episode as it got towards the first tribal council. But I still think it was good to get it out in the open. Yeah. Don't hide it. Don't hide something that'll come back and say, why didn't you tell us that you were on another CBS reality show? That comes on Sunday nights or whatever night it comes on. And we just didn't.
More Fridays.
But they were honest. But you see, that's another thing about the twins. They have no filter.
Oh my gosh.
When it comes to speaking. And that was my wonder that we talked about in our preseason episodes. Will they have a filter when they're separated? Because when they're together on day 0, it just flies out. And the other one takes it because she gives it right back.
Right.
That was my thought on day 0. They're not going to be able to do that at the tribe, at the shelter.
Right. Well, what happens is, and it happened to Nadia, is they talk to other people like they talk to their sibling.
Exactly, or like they've known him forever.
Right. I mean, you know, you don't just go up to a guy like Josh and say what you said.
Right.
Because you don't know if he's going to appreciate it. And he didn't.
No. Within 3 days, you still don't know somebody that well.
No. So they did a random draw, divided them into tribes. And also Wes recognized Rocker. No, Keith recognized Rocker right away.
Yeah, Keith recognized him right away.
Yeah. I know that guy. He played for the Braves, and he was a beep man.
Yeah, he was out too. I don't know.
How'd you like the Val and Jeremy exchange?
I liked it, but for the same thing Prope says later, she's not hiding anything. You know, she didn't want to tell anybody she was a police officer. She was tough. She's coming right out, ready to roll just as much as he is. It's almost funny because he almost kind of backs down a little bit. He comes back calm, but but not like her. It's almost like she's so focused. Oh, that's what I wrote down. She seems so focused on him. Don't forget about the 16 people standing around you.
Right.
You got to make friends. You got to make allies. You're going to make enemies. But don't be so focused on that because these people right here can send you home.
Right. And it's almost like she felt like she had to defend herself because Jeremy was saying, I'm going to take care of her. And she's like, I don't need you to take care of me, you know, and she wouldn't just let it go.
Yeah.
You know, she has to make her point.
Sounds like a running joke they have often, that she was right ready to come back to it.
Yeah, but he seemed to be taking it, they both seem to be taking it rather seriously, though.
Yeah.
Like he was seriously saying, I'm going to watch out for her, and she was seriously saying, I don't need you to watch out for me. You're just a fireman. I'm a cop.
Instead of saying, I'm going to watch out for him too.
Yes. Yes. So, reward challenge. That platform that they had to drag, you know, because they showed us the reward challenge before they divided them up, I think. I don't know if they did or not.
Before we get there, just to give a number, Koyopa, the average age of that tribe is 31.
Okay.
The average age of Hunapu is 34.2 to be exact. So they 34 because they have Missy, not Misty.
Missy, yes. Thank you.
And Keith, 53 and 47.
Yeah.
So the other one just has Dale, and then Rocker, and then the younger ones.
All right. Well, thank you for that little bit of trivia.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
I like numbers.
Yeah. So I was thinking that platform, the way those spikes were on there, you would get the ring around one of them, and as you pulled it, it would turn it, and then the ring would come off. So that like the way that they designed that platform that you had to bring over.
Yeah, you weren't guaranteed to stay on the little post, even if you got it on there. But before we go there, what about, we're not going to talk about rock, paper, scissors?
Well, yeah, that was. Go ahead, talk about rock, paper, scissors.
Dale broke the rule. Most men throw rock first. You always throw paper. In the first initial match, you always throw paper. But that's all. That's all I had.
Oh, you know what else they did?
What?
They went 1, 2, 3, and they did it on 3.
On the third, yeah. You're supposed to, I thought you counted 3, then go.
I always go 1, 2, 3.
Yeah,
which
1,
is
2, 3,
exactly, which is exactly what happened in the first Lethal Weapon.
Oh yeah.
Are we going on 3, or are we going after 3?
Oh, the bathroom scene. Oh my gosh, that was so funny. Wait a minute. Wait. Like, 1, 2, go, or 1, 2, 3, go, or
Yeah.
Dude, it's your funeral. Whatever you want to do. That was great.
They also did it behind the car one time and whatever. But anyway. So, Jeremy wants this, and I thought, Jeremy, no.
I wrote in capital letters, no, exclamation point. I would not have volunteered.
I wouldn't have either.
No. What if they had asked you, do you feel comfortable doing it?
I would have said, well, yeah, sure. Except you're taller, and look, I got a and here's the thing. If you're looking at the...
Yeah, look at the challenge, right.
Yeah, if you're looking at the challenge, you need a tall guy to do it, right? And so you get the tall guy to do it, or a tall woman to do it.
Or at least somebody that can jump through through the rope maze pretty quickly.
Right.
Give as much time as possible.
I think they made a good choice, and I think John was also saying he could do it. John.
Which by the end of this episode, I thought he could too. But yeah, I think Jeremy said I should do it. I can do it. I'll do it. Pretty much volunteered himself for it, and I thought no, but I think it ended up being probably the best thing he ever did the whole episode. But anyway.
But still, you look over on the other tribe, and what do you think Jeff is going to do?
Yeah.
I mean, he didn't do rock, paper, scissors within the tribes to see which two. It was to see who got to pick.
So you think he's going to let you pick your opponent?
Yeah, that ain't happening.
That's why it's called blood versus water.
Right. And Jeremy's, his demeanor didn't change yet. Because at first it was, I don't care who I'm playing against.
Oh,
and
man.
he's okay. Even whenever Val is mentioned, he's okay. They're okay fighting for reward. He doesn't mind beating her then. And as soon as Exile is mentioned, his whole demeanor changes.
Yep, absolutely.
And her demeanor doesn't. Again, a recurring theme here.
Yes.
Yep.
And this is where Jeremy starts telling his personal story to his tribe through his emotions, through his reactions, through his lack of words, which I thought was great. We finally get to hear somebody say, I don't have anything to say.
Yes.
Everybody's got something to say to the camera, but Jeremy's like, I got no words.
Yeah.
So how do you think that went over with the female members of his tribe?
I think they liked that.
I think they loved it.
Yes.
That's a man that loves his wife and just is not afraid to hide his emotions, and just when he doesn't have words, he doesn't have words. I think they respected him for it, and I think that comes back to help him later on.
Yes. It certainly helped him connect with the women later on, for sure. Or that may have played a part of it.
I think it played a part, yeah. Something we did talk about preseason with Andy and others about throwing this first challenge. And I'm sure Steve or Andy brought it up or somebody else brought it up because I don't think I did. But we were talking about, would you ever consider not letting your spouse go to Exile Island? Would you consider throwing it, like pulling a Rupert, and just letting them win? And at the same point, what's your tribe going to think about you letting the other tribe have reward?
Yeah.
I don't think we talked about that, and that's a really big thing right there.
Yeah.
Because Jeremy put himself before his wife, and they put his tribe before his wife.
That's because they're playing a game.
On first day impressions, that's huge.
Right. Yeah. If you throw that challenge, then you're telling your tribe, I'm not here to play the game.
Right. Exactly.
You just can't do that. You have to win, or at least try. I mean, he would have had to sat there and twiddle his thumbs for a half hour anyway.
Yeah.
Lose. So, but no, you just don't throw that challenge.
That's kind of what I felt like Rupert did. He kind of said it's her turn to go through the game and get voted out. I've had my turn. But I'm like, then you didn't come to win.
No. Absolutely agree. Probst has said to Dalton Ross that because he had told Dalton that they were doing Redemption Island, that all those players had heard that before they went out. So they thought they were doing Redemption Island. They did not think they were doing Exile Island. So the Exile Island, and you can see it on their faces, was a complete shock to them.
We got a great reaction from Jeff announcing that. That was good.
Yeah. So
I like that. Lie to the castaways. That's good.
Yeah. So I like this challenge. It's interesting that Val was confused the whole time.
Yeah.
And just really struggled. I mean, there was some obvious, like, why are you trying to climb over the pole from the outside? You're just going to put the rope back over the pole. She was having some major problems.
Yeah, for me, I was thinking this doesn't look good for future challenges.
Yeah, it
future
really
tribe
doesn't.
challenges. This doesn't shine a good light. Whereas Jeremy just flew through the thing.
Yeah, and she's my pick to win, and I'm beginning to.
No, by the end, I wasn't too worried about her.
Well,
by the end, but early on.
I want you to hear what Probst had to say about Val.
Okay.
The wild card for me on this tribe is Val. I loved Val pregame. I have no idea what she's doing right now. She's blabbering a lot of stuff that I couldn't even follow. She feels like she wants to be an outsider, keeps telling people she is an outsider, but nobody seems to be treating her like an outsider. She didn't get any votes. She's implied that she's found an idol, or at least what she wants people to think.
She said it was a good place for looking around for stuff. Yeah,
right. So, I don't know. I'm really curious. I'd love to go back to camp tonight with that shelter full of poison.
Now, I realize that was recorded. Thank you, Dalton, for letting us use those clips. I realize that was recorded after Tribal Council,
Right.
but I just think I thought it was appropriate for right there.
Well, from the beginning, she's like that. She doesn't hold back anything. I love when he said she's just talking and talking, and sometimes even I don't know what she's saying.
Yeah.
You know, if I don't understand what she's saying, then how are these other people going to understand what she's saying?
Yes. Probst wins an award tonight for making a landslide victory challenge sound like it's going great, like it's close.
Right.
He's pulling in his last one. So is Val. It's her first one, but she's pulling it in. You know, I mean, so
he was trying to help, but I'll give him credit that I'm not a fan of Exile Island. I'm not a fan of separating someone on day one from their tribe and throwing them in a complete early disadvantage.
Yeah.
But I am a fan, and if you hear wheezing while I'm talking, it's not a Walking Dead zombie coming up behind you. It's just me trying to breathe.
I thought I heard something.
It's me. But I like that it's being used immediately in a threatening blood versus water way.
Yes.
You know, it's completely the reaction Jeremy gave is exactly what they wanted.
Right, exactly.
It's a great way to start the season because
right.
we're going to see more.
Yeah, and I like that they're putting someone from the other tribe on there with them also.
I love that.
I don't think it played out really very well this first coupling because I think Val, you know, kind of took that opportunity away.
Yeah.
With the whole clue situation.
Yeah.
But I think future people are gonna make some alliances and be talking game and stuff like that.
We got another moment of production. I think telling Probst he spoke too fast. You know, Jeff said Jeremy's going. I already got him picked out. Probst was like, whoa! I got like 8 more things to say. Hold on.
He's like, I rehearsed that line.
The person you choose has to be.
Yes.
Jeremy's like, I already got it. Let's move on.
Yeah.
I got it.
Yeah. I wrote down Jeff had rehearsed that line. You can't interrupt him.
Yeah.
But he did. No, that was funny. And what? He could start fire? Hello? Were you not listening earlier?
Yeah. Jeff's like, now you know, he's the one that lost. It's not that he couldn't start. He lost the item to start fire.
I thought that was hilarious.
It was.
Now, why was Keith so? Why was Keith so emotional? I mean, you think we would know because he was asked and he apparently answered, but I didn't understand a thing he said.
He was emotional. He said that I'm emotional for those two, pointing at Val and Jeremy. Yeah.
He also said other stuff. I don't think he knew why he was emotional.
Oh, no, he probably didn't, but I think Val and Jeremy have been standing there for several minutes getting emotional, especially Jeremy. And I think everybody was probably emotional. And then to get picked, maybe he saw it as kind of a pat on the back or I respect you pick. But looking at his tribe, who else would you pick? You wouldn't send one of the girls. You know, I mean, I wouldn't. They would bond, but, I mean, you're talking about helping his wife find shelter or maybe start a fire. And I don't know, looking right at it, I mean, Keith probably would be the one you want to pick. Plus, if you got to owe somebody, why not owe the guy that probably won't make it to the merge? You never know.
That's a good point. See, I don't know. I don't know who I would have picked. So
how ironic though that the firefighter picked the firefighter to go with his wife.
There you go. Let's go to camp. What do you say? Let's go to Hunapu.
Day one.
They get nails. They get hammers. All that stuff they never got in previous seasons, like season 1, when they got an island.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh man,
I wrote that. Go ahead.
I was gonna say John shows a little bit of his personality again.
Yeah.
You know.
I wrote the tribe is grateful and thankful Jeremy stepped up. So this is where Jeremy's reward is actually coming from him volunteering to do this and be the hero in Hero Arena. And sympathetic that he had to go against his wife. Like I said earlier, he put the tribe and his game before his wife.
Yeah.
So and they appreciate, especially the women. The women were Missy was one of the main ones saying that was tough. I can't imagine. And I think it was somebody else said, well, we're all going to have to do it. You know, we're all going to be put in that situation. So but you did it first. You did it for us, and you won for us, and we appreciate it.
Yeah. And apparently, one of the people that doesn't watch Survivor said nobody saw that coming.
No, we sure.
We're on Blood versus Water. You're on different tribes, but nobody saw it coming.
I thought we were just pairs. I didn't think they were going to put us against each other.
Poor Jeremy. I don't want to cry. The guys back home are gonna get me for crying.
They're I know. I felt bad for him. He was speechless then. He didn't have much.
I know. It's just.
But it's
I mean, how many confessionals did this guy get? Now, I realize Shayna.
I'll tell you.
Oh, okay.
I know.
Shayna is using the same rules for confessionals that whatever that website is. What's the name of that website?
Does she go to True Dork or Survivor Sucks? I can't remember.
Survivor Sucks, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Jeremy had 10.
10. That guy had so many. Whose team is he on?
He's on yours.
Oh yeah, I've got to write that down.
No, he's on mine. Sorry,
he's
on mine.
Not.
Yes, he is. He's on mine.
I need to write that stuff down. I mean, I got like 5 different fantasy teams.
I know.
Going. It's so confusing.
And then I'm in first. But anyway, also wrote about. I just really think Jeremy scored a lot of points for his tribe in the sense that he's in good standing for winning. He's also in good standing with this tribe at camp because he didn't send any of them to Exile Island. They're all still at camp with Jeremy.
Well, yeah, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I already talked about how he made a good impact on the women, and what women wouldn't find that emotion to be honest and heartwarming, and someone you want to trust.
Right.
He's got a great smile, and he just proved that he loves his wife more than anything. That's how much it hurt.
And so he goes and gets 3 women.
Did he get an alliance with women, or did he get 3 separate pairings?
No, because he told Natalie he told Natalie I talked to Kelly. So I know he told Natalie that.
Okay.
So I don't think he got 3 separate, alliances. I think he
Gotcha.
kind of was like, let's all, because we got to have brains as well as.
I mean, if that was his plan to make an impression on the women and then group the women together with him, that's a great plan because it worked perfectly in this first episode.
It did, except one of them's going to be gone soon. But anyway.
Which one?
All right. I picked Natalie to go. So I'm
She's
thinking,
still in it.
I know. I said soon.
No, Nadia's gone, not Natalie.
I wasn't saying she was gone.
Oh, sorry.
Look, I can't pronounce Missy, but I know who went home. Let's go over to Coyopa. Because Josh is excited that he's got a machete. This was great. Josh was so excited.
That was Survivor excitement. That was Survivor.
Yes. We're on Survivor, and I have a machete.
Look at me. Watch me swing.
Yeah. And then, of course, Nadia, who has no filter, talks about everybody's age.
Right away.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? While we're here, let's talk about how alienated the older people are. That's not what she said, but that's.
But she's pointing out their ages, and they're playing the age guessing game. And who's violating one of the most important rules of day one? Dale, sitting off by himself, fixing his shoes.
Yes.
But this is Dale. I mean, he works alone, or he works with only a few people. He's not really big into the social scene. He doesn't mind sitting by himself and fixing his shoes.
Right. Well, except he kind of did. He was like, I'm kind of over here by myself. And I was thinking, well, get up and go try your shoes on over there.
Exactly. What a way to make an inroad with young people by going over there and joking about your age.
Yes.
And tell them what you do. Tell them how active you are and tell them how helpful you can be, because later on they say, he's not going to help us in challenges. Well, he's pretty physically fit. He's pretty good. But they're not going to know that because you're sitting over there doing your own thing. Yeah. So much so that Baylor and Natalie and I forget who the other one was.
Who was Alec?
It was Alec. And Baylor goes, so what's the old man's name? Okay, one, he should have already told them. Yes, he should have already been over there telling them his name. That's pretty bad. Yes. And then Nadia says, I'm just going to call him Dad. I'm not going to worry about learning his name, even though Dad is close to his name. But the old man and Dad, that's not good.
Yeah. That doesn't bode well for him.
And then where do we see him next? He's going to the well by himself.
Yes, and going to the well is supposed to be times to talk to people.
Yes, tree mail and well, conversation pieces.
Don't go to the well by yourself unless you have a clue. I think what he found was not the idol, but based on the clue we saw on Exile Island, I think that had an emblem on it. And on her clue, it had one emblem said dig and one emblem said water.
Right.
So I think that that emblem tells you where the idol is at your camp, either in water or you have to dig for it. So he found the clue that the handwritten clue refers to. That's what I think.
You think he found a clue, or you think he found the idol?
No, I don't. No, he didn't find the idol.
You said he found a. Oh, he did not find the idol.
No, okay. If you go back and look at the clue
Yes.
that Val found, it
Right.
shows two circle emblems.
Right.
One says dig beside it, and one says water beside it. I think that the emblem or the little medallion that he found has one of those emblems on it. And that, so like if Val would have found that, it would have told her whether she should be digging or whether she should be looking in water. That's what I think.
Oh, so you think, I got you. So one clue is for one beach and one shelter, and one clue is for the other.
Right. Although well, I don't know. I mean, they probably have them both at the same place.
Take a dig symbol and mix it with a water symbol, you have a well. Because you have to dig to get water, and that makes a well. And it's sitting on top of the well top.
Oh, is that what you... Okay, so you think he did find the idol.
Well, is this the first time we've ever found an idol without instructions? I mean, without a note saying you have found the idol.
Yeah, but it's on a necklace hanging on the top of the well. What kind of hiding of idols is that?
It must be pretty good, because he's got 13 symbols around the top of the well, and he's not really looking at them. All of a sudden, he sees this little necklace sitting on the handle. So I was kind of laughing, like, did you not see the symbols? You know, when you're in Survivor and you see something that's not normal, you stop and look at it.
Well, that's true.
So, I mean, I don't know. I'm not saying it is idol, but I'm not saying it isn't. But I think I went back and looked at the clue, and I wrote it down exactly what it said. And if you put the two together, which is dig and water, then to me that means well. So somebody correct me if I'm wrong. Go to the well.
You might absolutely be right. Maybe that's why she went to the well.
Which means there could be a necklace
of water. So maybe he did find the idol. So if he did, boy, that's really, I mean, hiding the idol out and open.
It's more like a price tag is what it looked like.
Yeah.
Look, they left a price tag on this well top.
Yeah. So anyway, all right. So let's make fire again. Dale's by himself, and everybody else is over there trying to make fire in a different way, and Dale's by himself again.
Of course, he did pick the easier way, in my opinion, because when he finally makes fire, I think they're out in the water because they all come back wet.
Yeah, I think they'd all given up.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Well, he said it took him another. He said it took him another hour and 15 minutes of sunlight to get the fire started.
So I hope he doesn't have to read a clue later, because those were reading glasses.
Yeah.
He admits, I hope I didn't hurt myself later.
Well, he'll just have to hold it out, you know.
Yeah. Hey, can you read this for me?
Hey, can you hold this by that tree? I need to read it.
Says, congratulations, you have been elected to quit the game. You must now report to a cameraman and say you quit.
Oh, man, that is good. So, but he does end up starting the fire, and he thinks this has got him settled in the game for good. And I'm thinking, dude, you are putting way too much credit on this.
To me, this is a wise adult, but not a Survivor player thinking this way. You know, somebody that thinks they've done something to help the people. You know, if you have a group of people at work and you figured out the reason to make their workflow go easier, I'm the hero. I'm not getting fired. Everybody's going to look at me and think well of me, but not in Survivor. Doesn't matter what you do on day one. You could still be the person that goes on day two.
Right. Well, that and using that scenario that you just did, you at work helped somebody just long enough until the fix came the next day, and then they don't need you anymore.
Exactly.
You see? So, I mean, he made a fire. He's not the only one who can make fire. They're about to get flint.
Which they point out right in 2 days, yep.
Right. As my wife said, you don't know that? They change up things in Survivor all the time. What if they're not going to get flint?
Yeah, they change stuff within 24 hours. You never know.
Then you still kick the guy off, but you make sure he leaves his glasses.
Exactly. You tap him on the back of the head as he's walking away and get to catch his glasses.
That's right. Hey, before we go to Exile Island, did you see what Shayna put on YouTube? Jeremy had 5 confessionals for 2 points each, so he got 10 points.
Oh, then I read her column wrong. Okay.
So, all right, Exile Island. They landed on Exile Island, which makes me think they put them on a boat. which is pretty, that's what Michael Skupin told us. They get on boats to go everywhere.
Yeah.
But it took them a while to find that main part of camp, though. Did you notice that?
It seemed that way because it sure seemed like they didn't find it right away.
Yeah. So how would you have handled the whole urn thing? Let's say do you want to be Keith or Val?
I'll be Val.
Okay, how would you have handled it whenever you open it up and yours has a clue on it?
I would hope not the way Val did, because that was the funniest thing in the world to me. Val is a police officer. She talks to people that lie. She talks to people that have done things they're not supposed to do. And the rule in interrogation is when somebody asks you a question, you don't respond by re-asking the question. Ask me a question. Ask me a question.
You want me to ask you a question?
Do I want you to ask me a question? That is the first sign that you're lying or hiding something. And she does it with the funniest smile on her face. What does it say? What does mine say? Is that what you're asking? What does mine say since yours says nothing?
What does this only thing that we could possibly be reading right now say?
She was so caught up she didn't notice his had nothing. That was so funny.
Yeah. You almost want to go, okay. It's almost like before you even open the urns, you go, okay, tell you what. You go open your urn, I'll go open my urn. And then we'll decide if we want to talk about them or not.
Oh, that's a great plan, because I probably wouldn't have thought of that, and I probably wouldn't have thought of this. What she could have said was, wow, it's a map to a waterfall at my camp. But then he probably would have asked to see it. He might have asked to see that, but I think your plan is the best. But at the same time...
She couldn't say that, David, because then he'd be like, well, what if I'd gotten it?
That's what I'm saying. He would have asked to see it.
They're going to give me a map to a waterfall at your camp?
That's not a waterfall to my camp? There's two maps.
We have an identical camp.
That's right.
They're mirrored. It's a palindrome camp.
It's the same waterfall, one in two camps. So
yeah.
Yeah, that's funny. Oh, just something about my camp. Something about my tribe.
If they had talked before, if they were already planning on working together, which Val was never planning on working with him, and Keith was so not into the game yet that he hadn't thought of it either, then you approach it like, okay, let's just open them both and we'll both look at it, and then we'll both have the clue if there's a clue, if you're going to be working together. But they weren't planning on working together at all.
No, because I wonder if she thought at all that this was one of Jeremy's picks, one of his alliances, one of his agreements or something. But it happened so fast. They didn't seem to be able to sit together, do much talking together, and it just...
Right.
I'm kind of understanding why. Obviously, she hit it, why she wouldn't want to tell somebody the first day. But boy, it was... Had she been on there with somebody a little more Survivor savvy, and not somebody that said, oh, it's something about her tribe, more power to her. I don't want to go to her tribe. I want to go back to my tribe.
Yeah.
Oh, you have no clue that it was a clue.
I would have called her out.
Exactly.
I would have been like, oh, come on, you got a clue. Let's share it. And I would have been ragging on her for the whole 2 days.
That's because you've seen every season of Survivor.
Let's look, we can work together. I'll be eyes and ears on my camp. You be eyes and ears at your camp. I'll make sure your hubby's safe. You make sure my son's safe. Come on.
That's a Survivor strategist. And after she did the first mistake of repeating the question, then she did the second one of changing the subject immediately.
Yes.
Let's see what else is around. Let's go see what else is around. Stop looking at me. Let's go over there.
Did you ask me a question? Let's go look at that urn.
Exactly. What was your question? Oh, can we make fire over there?
Oh, gosh.
That was one of my funniest moments when she repeated the question back to him with that smile like, I didn't find anything. Did you?
Yeah.
That was so funny.
All right. Are you ready for the clip of Drew and the whole shelter thing?
Yes, that's where I'm at.
All right, here we go, y'all. This is kind of long, but it has so many funny things in it. In fact, I'm going to play it where I can pause it at any moment, although I can't see you, so it won't matter.
Where'd everybody else go? Jeremy and...
I don't know.
I didn't really want to, but I kind of was forced to step in and really take control of the construction of the shelter. Glad everybody's helping me with this.
Better get lots of coconuts tonight.
Yeah, they better hook us up, huh? It was a lot of work. I kind of built the initial foundation for our structure. It's definitely important that we had something levitated off the ground and could give...
Did I hear that correctly? It's the first ever levitating shelter in Survivor.
What's the hovercraft? Is it the hovercraft?
Yes.
The hover shelter?
It's a hover shelter.
I go back to the
levitated.
I was muted. I go back to the beginning where he said, "Where did everybody go?" On day one, you don't lose everybody. You know where they go because you better be with them or they're going to be talking about you. Ask Dale.
Well, it looked like it was just him and John, and then Missy walks up. But I just thought, I paused it. I went, Connie, did he just... They have an elevated shelter that's levitated. All right, here we go.
Nice little cool breeze from the ocean.
It's gonna hold people really strong.
That's the plan.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
No, I like it.
Hey, I'm married, and I know what okay means.
Such a woman. Is this going to work? Do you know what you're doing? Because I don't think you know what you're doing.
That was David, y'all. That was not me calling.
Sorry,
that's a woman.
That's my wife. Because I am not Mr. Construction. But is this going to work?
Yeah. Okay.
That's just a smart woman. That's a smart woman. Okay. Exactly. Okay. I'm not sleeping on it, so.
Yeah, really. All right, let me back up a little bit.
No, I like it.
Passed out trying to make it, so I hope it works. I hope the tribe appreciates the hard work and effort that I put into the shelter. Look at that, dude.
Proud of you, Drew.
You know, it actually was a successful model for the last few years.
What did that have to do with it?
Wait, come back. I nearly passed out putting it together because I'm used to pumping 500-pound dumbbells all week long. That's why my arms are so big. And I know I'm joking on Drew, but this reminds me of the scrawny kid that says, I just got back from the gym, had a 6-hour workout, nearly passed out.
Yeah.
Well, then you stop and drink some water. But he passed out from building the shelter.
Here we go.
I'm kind of not a big shot in Europe, but, you know, I'm sure my face is around some different places. But I'm not here to be a model at all. I'm here to be a survivor. Bing. Boom. I was totally took charge on this shelter thing. I had never built one before, but
Killing it.
Boom.
Oh my God. I'm not sure why Drew thinks he's in charge. He's a little bit too arrogant. Bless his heart.
Dude, I'm a genius.
Being a woman and who I am, I mean, I'm dating John Rocker, and he used to play in the major leagues. He is type A with a capital A. Oh, so I understand the dude mentality. And Drew, I mean, he's just kind of like a young, dumb guy.
Bada bing, bada boom.
Truly. Not going to say you nailed it, but...
She nailed it better than he did.
Yeah, you might have. Oh,
That's
I love
good.
that. She's like, I'm married to John Rocker, so I recognize this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But, you know, she's used to type A guys. Big time.
But you know what you do with those guys? You agree with them. You pat him on the back. You say, you sure did, just like Johnny. Good response by John, even though John seemed to be doing as much work. But Drew said, I took control of that thing and got it up. John's like, you sure did. You rocked it.
That's right.
Good
And
answer
then
by
Missy
John.
was like, oh, I like it. I like it. I think you did a good job.
Yeah, I'm glad
Missy
you
was
didn't
doing the
pass
whole
out.
mom, pat you on the back thing.
Right, exactly.
Drew's going to be like, you know, like the husband who opens the front door and says to his wife, who's paving the front driveway, he's going to be like, hey, I put my dishes in the dishwasher. Aren't you going to say thank you? That's Drew. That's Drew.
I know where you're going. Anyway, I wonder, because I know guys like that. I wonder, I'm one of those that believes 98% of what's said in episode 1 is going to come back to bite them in another episode. If this is going to come up about the shelter, if somebody's going to complain, and he's going to talk about what he did for it and how he did it, they better be bringing back coconuts.
Yeah.
I know they're out swimming, but they better be bringing back coconuts to feed us men that build shelters.
Someone will say, I'm uncomfortable, and he'll go, stop complaining about the shelter that I made.
Y'all are out there swimming. I nearly passed out twice building this shelter.
That's right. Oh, man. He's fun to listen to.
Yes, I thought Alec would be a little bit more fun, but I don't think Alec hardly got any confessionals till the end. But yeah, Drew was funny.
Yeah. Wes, by the way, I'm about to sneeze.
Wes is who Dwaine is about to talk about.
Oh, you idiot.
You idiot.
Wes knows Rocker, but doesn't know how to spell it or doesn't know how many letters are in the name. That was hilarious. Because Rocker's going, oh, he's about to call me out. Does it have 5 letters in it? And Rocker's like, oh, no.
He's not about to call me out.
Maybe he doesn't know who I am.
Got like 12.
Yeah. Oh, man. What I thought was funny about that whole thing was Rocker did not fess up about who he was until Wes said, he was the man. Back in the day when the Braves were awesome, he was the man. And then Rocker goes, yeah, I'm that man. You got me.
Wes narrowed it down to every little detail he could give except for the jersey number. I mean, he narrowed it down to when he was a fan of the Braves, before they were good, then they got good. But this should kind of be a lesson at the same point of it's one thing to call out the 20s because everybody knows they're on Amazing Race. When you recognize a celebrity that might still have money, you're also putting a target on yourself that you could be a threat to that person's confidentiality. Because Wes thinks the 2 Southern boys are going to bond now because Wes is like, because I played baseball, so we got a connection. Yeah, you played baseball where there's chain link fences. And where you get a free drink if you catch a foul ball.
Yeah.
But John played for millions of dollars.
Yeah.
At a different level. So, I mean, you did play the same sport. You can talk about it, yes. But I think Wes is a little blinded by the celebrity light. I know a celebrity now. We're going to be buds. We're both Southern guys. We're going to get along.
Yeah.
And then they flip to Rockers like, I might have to send him home.
That's right.
I don't know if I can trust him. Right off the bat, he says, so take this as a lesson, future Survivor players. If you recognize somebody out there playing Survivor that's a celebrity, you might not want to recognize them too quickly or out loud.
Yeah. All right, let's move to day 3.
Sure.
Because we didn't see anything of day 2.
Correct.
I mean, I'm sure they were there.
Oh, yeah. That was the day they had off. No cameras, no talking. No talking. No talking.
This is when Josh gets the title of the show.
Poison Eye.
Yeah. I personally didn't think it was the sap. But I guess maybe it was because he got better, I guess.
And he was the only one. I wonder if it was an allergic reaction to the sap.
Or it got in his eye. Maybe it didn't get in anybody else's eye.
True. But he did say, aren't there things out here that we're not supposed to be messing with or poisonous? I'm like, didn't you people pay attention to the video?
Yeah.
On the boat before you got dropped off.
Right. And, of course, this freaks Alec out, Man, there could be like pumas out here, stuff I don't even know about.
Because I heard they filmed a scorpion somewhere, and then they show the scorpion clip.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, so they get all the green stuff off the roof. I don't have anything else to say about Coyopa at that time.
I was trying to find a connection between Puma and Baylor, because when he said Puma, they showed Baylor. I'm like, nah.
Well, at the very beginning of the show, when they said the sole survivor, they cut to Val and Jeremy.
Oh.
Yeah. All right, Hunapu, more howling monkeys, and John Mish does a really good imitation of those howling monkeys.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And then a good imitation of a goofball when he says, "I wish I had a tail."
Yeah.
That was a good imitation.
Now, do you think, like you said, the dad comment coming back to hunt him later or bite him later, do you think the dad thing is going to be an issue later on in the show?
Only in the sense that when I heard the tease, he could be like Jenna did at All Stars and want to leave. I don't think he will. I don't think he's the one that quits, but just that, exactly what you're saying. That's come up for a reason. I mean, is he going to confide in somebody and tell him that? Is that why he's having a bad day? Because when my dad got diagnosed, I wasn't going anywhere. Right. So, I mean, he went to his dad, got his dad's blessing. He wants to be home to watch it with him. But that's got to be hard. So he's going to have those moments where he sits back. But, yeah, that's obviously, to me, going to come up at some point.
Yeah.
How it's going to come up is interesting. My first thought was Jenna when she left because of her mom being sick.
Yeah, yeah. All right, well, let's get to the immunity challenge. Which was, did you like it? Did you like the immunity challenge?
I did. I especially liked the end. I have to say, this was one of my favorite early challenges.
Yeah.
I like when they use water, but this whole thing was a team challenge. Even the puzzle was a team challenge. I really liked that part of it.
Did you see Reed flying through that thing?
It was John.
Man.
It was
Oh,
John Mish.
Are you sure? I thought
Yeah.
Okay, it was John. Okay.
Did you see Josh come up through the dirt and say, "What was that?" As John went flying by.
I mean,
My first thought when I saw that, and I think I saw it on the clip that was on our Facebook page and CBS.com, was in Tim Burton's Planet of the Apes. They had the guys in the monkey costumes and the chimpanzees. They put them on a speedy treadmill under the sand, so that it would look like they were running on the ground faster than the horses were carrying the generals.
Right.
And that's what it looked like. I'm pretty sure it was John, because he was like in the front of the pack, and he got to the end first. He just blew through that little maze. I'm like, good gracious.
That was amazing.
That was awesome. If you didn't catch that, you need to go back and watch that, folks. That was just incredible.
So that was a lot of hard work to get to a puzzle that literally took them hours to do. According to Dalton, who was there.
Oh, really?
Dalton said the whole crew could have went to Starbucks or someplace and come back. And yes, I know there's no Starbucks in Nicaragua. That's my point. I know, I love Dalton's.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so apparently that thing took forever. It really was the hardest puzzle ever.
I liked it. And so much for getting there first.
Yeah.
We talked about that earlier. It didn't matter. But even getting to that point, Reed might have been Spider-Man, but Josh can scale a wall with the best of them.
Yeah.
He was flying up that wall. That was impressive. I liked Rocker's way of putting himself at the bottom and launching people up there. I thought that was really neat. That's what I liked about it. It was you had to work as a tribe to get up the walls.
Well, look what Rocker did. Rocker does the shoulder thing with a Baylor, which I want to talk about that in just a second.
Mm-hmm.
He does the ball and rope,
and
he lets everybody climb over him. I mean, he was integral.
Yes, vital.
Integral part of them getting up to that puzzle first.
Mm-hmm.
So,
absolutely.
Now back to the untying of the puzzle pieces, or whatever it was they were untying, right? My wife had a very good point. Rocker and Baylor did it the right way. One girl, one guy, she does all three.
Yes.
Right? Because when you do a different person, number one, you're switching people, but number two, that's a new learning curve every single knot.
Exactly.
You know? So, way to go, Connie.
Good call, girl.
I'm sure you would have said it, but I hadn't thought of it. So.
No, I was baffled why the Hunahpu wasn't looking over there and saying, "Hey, they're just using one person."
Yeah.
Now, when you watch the what do they call it, the Dream Team, they had different people at each bag at the same time.
Oh, really?
They sure did.
Well, but they often change the rules after the Dream Team goes.
Exactly.
And they might have thought, since it's going to take them 5 hours to do
to the puzzle.
Let's at least make this first part 5 minutes longer.
That's right.
So.
That's right. And then we get to the ball toss. And this is this is a learning curve, and I wonder, I didn't really catch it visually if Keith did this, but by watching Rocker, you learn immediately you're never going to toss that ball up there. You have to twirl it. You have to do the lasso. You're not going to be able to toss it by hand. A big guy like Rocker, if he can't even hit the two poles, there's no way Keith or somebody else is going to be able to throw it up there. Right. And Keith immediately comes up and starts twirling it.
Yeah. Yep.
I was impressed. That was good. And then Rocker obviously says, "Oh, that's how we do it."
Yeah.
Now, if you notice, he's twirling it on his right side the first time, and then when the edit comes back, it shows him on his left side, and then he gets it. So I don't think he got it on his first toss, but it looks like he might have gotten it on his second toss.
Oh yeah, I think it took him several tosses.
Yeah, but I like that. That was neat.
Yeah. So, the only thing I didn't like about the immunity challenge is they're playing for the creepiest immunity idol ever in the history of Survivor.
I bet they don't think it's creepy.
That idol would go on the other side of the tree, facing the other direction. Remember whenever you came to my house, and we had that little bathroom that was underneath the stairs?
Yes.
And we had that little boy angel thing that is kind of looking up. And you came out of the bathroom and said, "Why do you have a little boy angel staring at me while I'm going to the bathroom?"
He's an angel observer. You don't need that in the bathroom.
And you turned him around, remember?
I sure did.
You turned him around. And Connie saw that idol. She said, "That's just creepy. That thing would never be looking at me in the face."
Hey, Jeff, can you just bring that to the next challenge? We're not going to bother taking it back.
Yeah.
We don't want that thing getting up and walking around our camp.
Yeah. So what do you think about, a challenge like this where there's so much effort at the beginning and it's all for naught, really. I mean, you can literally just walk through the beginning, and the puzzle is the great bring it all together at the end.
Yeah. I don't know. I like the fact that it was so physically exhausting. It should be. The first challenge should be this exhausting because it should be when they have their most energy. But you're right. You know, after getting through all that, well, it could be those extra 3 minutes that you get that makes the difference. But for them, it just didn't.
Well, okay, maybe if the puzzle only takes 15 minutes to do.
Correct.
But if the puzzle takes 2 hours to do, then really, ultimately, that first 5 minutes, I mean, they didn't gain anything those first 5 minutes, or they would have solved it in 10 or 15.
Right.
So, you know.
No, but you're right. What's the use of hustling yourself up there if you're just going to have to take 2 hours to do a puzzle anyway?
Right. So my question is the design of the challenge.
Mm-hmm.
You know, here. I mean, I understand we're Monday morning quarterbacking here, or Friday morning or Tuesday morning, since football's on all the time now, which I love. Yes. But it just seems to me like make the puzzle not a 2-3 hour puzzle, So
maybe they didn't think it would be a 2 or 3 hour puzzle.
I mean, surely the Dream Team had to have taken a long time to do it.
Yeah.
I mean, the guy said this is the hardest puzzle we've ever done. Now he said they were 50 pounds, but they didn't look like they were 50 pounds.
Wow.
They did not look like they were 50 pounds.
I was looking to see if Missy got into the puzzle challenge because she said she does puzzles.
Right.
But the fact that she didn't made sense. Basically, if you're touching the puzzle pieces, you're just the arms and hands. Right. You don't need to be forming the puzzle. Let the 5 people standing behind you do the puzzle. And I love that part of the challenge. There's 5 are so vocally active to help the 4. The 4 were just the movers. They were just the arms. And I really like that part of the puzzle.
Yeah. All right. So really quickly, we have a really quick thing back at Hunahpu, and it's just Jeremy telling Keith, I owe you, I owe you. And Keith is breaking a cardinal rule and not going, yeah, you're right. Instead, he's going, oh, no, man. Just, I mean, come on. Say yes.
Exactly, because Josh will show that later. Keith should have said something to the effect of, well, what's your plan? You got a plan? I want to be in your plan, Jeremy. I know you owe me, but I want to be in your plan. This is what you do when you come back from exile.
Yeah. Who do you have? Obviously, Wes is the one that watches Survivor.
Yes.
And Dad tagged along.
Yeah, because Wes didn't watch Amazing Race because he didn't even think about that later on. But anyway.
Yeah.
Dad's out there shooting squirrels.
So we're back at Coyopa, and Val is going to the well.
Oh, one more thing. Sorry.
Oh, okay. Go ahead, buddy.
If Keith saw Cagayan, if he was sent the DVDs and crash course that, he would know that Survivor is not a brotherhood. No matter what your occupation, it is a game. It's a game because the police officers didn't stay together in Cagayan. Yeah. So it's not necessarily a brotherhood you can trust. I love what he said, give me a day or two to figure it all out.
Yeah.
I'm like, that might be all you get.
That
because
may be
if
all
you lose the next challenge, you could be gone in 2 or 3 days.
Yeah. Yeah, Connie was saying, he's right, though. It's a brotherhood. And I said, it wasn't like that on... Oh, no. And she said, it was like that on Cagayan. I said, it was for her. It wasn't for him.
Right.
It wasn't for Tony.
And then she wasn't even going to vote that way. Sarah went the other way.
Yeah.
So
anyway. So Rocker says, welcome to Camp Val.
Right.
I don't know if you caught that. Well, what's interesting about that, and they didn't show us, is Val recognized him.
Oh, no, I didn't see that.
Pre-show interviews,
mm-hmm.
She recognized him and said he's going to get himself in trouble with his mouth.
Yeah.
So, but it almost was like she didn't have any, I don't know, I didn't really see her connecting with anybody back at camp.
No, it was like she was the outsider, like Probst said. She's like an outsider and still an outsider, and she's like the one that went to exile. And now she's got to find her place in there, and I don't know. I would have thought we might not have seen all of her scrambling, but knowing the game like she sounds like she does, she might have come back and started talking to different people. Definitely start with the women.
Yeah.
Because you might not make inroads with men.
I think I might actually take her off of my pick to win on the fantasy pool.
Oh yeah.
Fun office pool. Sorry.
Yeah.
On the fun office pool. So anyway, we got Dale asking Nadia about Amazing Race, although he asked Natalie, but Natalie wasn't there, so Nadia answered.
Correct.
Right.
Well done.
But I didn't really think that had. I didn't really, that's where we hear her talk about how in The Amazing Race they tell you everything to do, and here's the island.
Right, no rules.
She said that at Tribal Council, but it's basically the same thing.
But as we know from Survivor editing, that might not even have happened at that moment. He could have asked it at a totally different time, but it fit to what he was about to start talking about with the guys.
Right. And you know what? If I'm Dale, I'm looking for anything.
Anything. Very good.
Absolutely. That is a prime thing. She was on Amazing Race. Let's get her out of here.
Exactly. As soon as he saw her, or as soon as they lost, I could see Dale working it in his head.
Right.
He should have been working it. What can I use on somebody? Ooh, she's a reality star. She's played a game twice. She's my target. I've got the best case against her, so let me take it to the fellas.
Yep. All the fellas except Rocker wasn't there, but Rocker said that whenever he voted, I think. So, yeah. But it was interesting. All the guys were talking, and Rocker wasn't there.
Yeah.
He was probably off doing something. Obviously, he was off doing something. And Josh says, of course you say yes.
Exactly.
Yes. Again, Josh is a student of the game.
Sarah, Keith, always say yes.
Yes. What's the three-letter word?
Yes. The answer is
Make
always
a
yes.
four-letter word. Add another S on it.
Josh is like, I don't care what you ask me. You're coming to me. I'm saying yes. That's what you say is yes. Then you walk away and find somebody else to talk to.
He even says yes whenever Nadia calls him one of the girls, even though he hates it.
Exactly. He's like him even more.
Yeah. He even threw a little stereotype in there, Yeah.
And then, but I like how you're right. Dale goes right after the easy pick. Hopefully we won't lose next time, but let's go after Nadia. I mean, I've seen her play The Amazing Race. I don't know if you guys have, but he starts throwing out terms from Amazing Race with the U-turns and the backstabbing. She's done this. We know she'll do it. She'll do whatever it takes to win. I want to backstab her before she backstabs me because I know she's a backstabber. So I won't be one until I have to do it to her. But we already know about her. And Wes goes, I didn't even think about the Amazing Race. Yeah. Well, Dale says, that's why I'm older and wiser, and I'm here to remind you of it.
I mean, it wasn't really a hard crew to convince, though. Other than Josh, I mean, let's just be honest.
Yeah, Alec and Wes.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't that hard of a argument to convince people to do.
And we both agree. So
yes. So what the girls don't realize is that Missy is going to do whatever Josh does. Not Missy, Baylor. Baylor's going to do whatever Josh does.
At least you didn't say Bitsy. Okay. So
yeah.
Well, that comes after Val gets all the women together.
Right. I know. That's why I'm saying the women all got together, but they don't realize that Baylor is connected to Josh.
Okay, now we have the two smart people of this tribe, Josh and Baylor, because I think that when Baylor hears Nadia say, well, I've got Josh, he's spoken to me, we've talked, and
she calls him one of the girls.
Exactly. And Baylor says, she's got Josh, so if Josh is going to join us, I need to talk to Josh because Josh could be the flip between the two groups. And she goes, what we saw in the edit, she goes right to Josh. Very smart move. Love that move from Baylor. And she says the right thing. How are you going to vote? I want to vote with you.
Right.
I don't care who we vote for. I just want to vote with you. And I think those two are the ones that end up making the decision.
Right. Which really, which is interesting because she obviously went into Tribal Council thinking that Josh was going to vote for Nadia.
Right. It sounds like Josh said, let's go Nadia.
Right.
And then she agreed.
But apparently, Dalton said this to Probst, that something, because he could hear, we haven't heard all this yet, but in his interview with Probst, he said that he heard Josh say that he changed his vote to Baylor based on something she said at Tribal Council.
I think he was standing by the voting table, and that's what. Yeah, he heard his testimony, right?
And Probst said, "Well, I don't know what that was. I can't figure that out." So who knows why he voted for Baylor? But Baylor's got to be going, "What? Wait a second. Why did you do that?"
Maybe that's why Josh thinks she's the second smartest player and wants to put her on edge, and then he can go to her and he can blame Nadia, he can blame one of the other girls or one
Well,
of
that is true.
He can blame anybody and say, "I've got your back." You know, I really think Josh and Baylor are tight, but I think Josh wants to keep tabs on Baylor, realizing that she's smart. She said the right things. I want to vote with you.
Yeah.
So, and it's also smart. Josh set it up the way I think he wanted it to go by picking Nadia and telling Baylor that, and then he got to do whatever he wanted.
Right. Well, we might as well. We're at Tribal Council, so we might as well talk about it.
Oh, that's right. We are, aren't we?
Yeah.
Nadia's walking away. Okay.
Yeah. I want to play the clip that made me laugh. Apparently, it was the most exciting part of Tribal Council.
Okay.
Nadia, give me the vibe of this tribe.
I feel like we've been getting along so well since day one, and suddenly we have this huge decision to make that none of us were ready to make this decision so fast. But yet, I think you have to look at players' attitudes, what their physical capabilities are, and, you know, I grew up just knowing to keep going, don't quit. Things are tough. Are you going to be sad, or are you going to put a smile on your face, make the best of the situation, keep going?
So make lemonade out of lemons.
Make margaritas out of lemons, preferably. And I feel like that's what can get a tribe through hard times.
I thought that was hilarious. Well, preferably margaritas.
Yeah.
Not lemons.
If you got the right materials, right.
Yeah. Again, you know, that's the fun part of her, and I think if she wasn't an Amazing Race star, I don't think Dale would, or anybody would have targeted her, because I bet she was fun at camp. I bet she was a good laugh at camp.
Yep, and she's strong. She would be good in challenges.
Yeah, I think they would have gone for Val if it hadn't been for Amazing Race.
Yeah, but one thing that seems to be a rare talent at tribal councils, and it could be just what we're hearing in the edit, but you need to, when you're answering Probst's questions, you don't want to be too obvious as to who you're talking about. You know, talking about people that don't do as well in challenges. You know, and of course they show us Dale. He kind of looks over. She's talking about me. You know, you don't want to answer exactly giving away who you're going to be voting for, because it's never a done deal. So you got to be sneaky. You know, giving Probst's answers back. But that's funny that you said that Dalton was looking at his watch, waiting for this tribal council to end.
Yeah, well, Probst even said in that right after tribal council interview, there was like no arguing, there was no trying to save ourselves, there was no, it was hardly
no scrambling.
It was just kind of, we're here.
Are you guys just ready to vote? Are we done?
So, Val was talking about how stressful it was, and Val, you know, did the whole, it was okay being at Exile Island, you know, I got time to explore.
Right.
You know, Val kind of strikes me as the person who's trying to play the game a little too hard, which is so upsetting to me.
Especially when nobody else right now is really playing the game too much at all.
Yeah.
Because Josh picked up on it. Baylor probably picked up on it.
Yeah, but it's just
who else.
Yeah. For some reason, it doesn't feel natural. It doesn't come across as like it's coming as it's a natural thing. It's like it's pressed. It's like it's pushed.
It's like she's saying what she thinks is supposed to be said at this point, but it doesn't need to be said at this point.
Maybe. I don't know. It's just the way it's hitting me whenever she says it.
Who are you wavering towards?
What do you mean?
If you take your pick off Val, who are you leaning towards?
Oh, I hadn't thought about it yet.
Yeah.
I don't know. I really like Josh. I think Josh could win it all.
Well, if Reed doesn't get any confessionals next week, I'm going to be worried.
Yeah, really.
He didn't get much of anything. I know.
Oh man. Who all did not get any confessionals? Do you have that in front?
I don't have the full sheet in front of me now.
Oh, okay.
I don't think Jacqueline got one unless it was on. I think she might have got one on day 0.
Yeah, it's like a 48-page document, right?
Yeah, it's pretty wide. It's pretty awesome, but it's pretty wide.
Yeah, it's awesome, but it's like stretch it out across your living room. So I'm not going to be printing it up ever.
Yeah, I condensed mine. I think everybody at least got one. I would think because on day 0 it seemed like they heard from both people.
Well, yes, that is true. That is true. All right, so Wes does say that Josh is the most well-liked, which I think Wes is true. Wes did, you know.
Yeah.
But what's interesting is he didn't say it like Josh is a threat. He said it like, And that's why I like Josh. Because he makes me feel good.
I feel comfortable around him.
Yeah. He understands what I'm going through. With my dad, who says I'm an idiot.
You idiot.
Yeah.
I don't want my dad to join our tribe.
Yeah. All right, it's time to vote. Nadia's voted out. For some reason, Josh votes Baylor. I don't know when we'll figure out why.
We'll hear at some point.
And 4 guys in Baylor vote Nadia, which is why I think that Baylor was not going with the girls. She was going with Josh.
Yeah.
So.
Which I think was smart.
What it means there's not going to be an all-girl alliance with Baylor around.
Right.
So. All right. You want to talk about the Super Tease?
That was a pretty interesting tease.
Yeah.
We got a possible quit. And we got some people that are glad they're gone. And it's not Keith because he said, I'm glad he's gone. And Julie's upset about John. He does something that ticks her off, so it sounds like they get a reward duel.
Yeah, Julie says, crying to Missy, I feel really deceived by John.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It could be interesting.
Kelly said, I cannot believe he lost the Flint. So I can just almost promise you that's Wes. Because they showed the whole Flint thing, on day 0.
Oh, Kelly's not on Wes's team. Might be Reed.
I'm sorry. Keith.
Yeah. I still have to look at the tribe pages that you
I was looking at Jacqueline and thought Kelly.
Yeah, I still look at the pages. I like what Keith says. What did you say? I may have broken the...
I've done the worst thing in Survivor history.
Yeah.
Well, who knows what that is? It's not losing Flint, so I don't know.
Did he cut himself on the idol? Is that what that blood is coming down the front of the idol?
Maybe he told Jeremy he didn't want to be his partner or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah. There's a lot of good statements in that. But I'm like, wow, that's going to cover the whole season. That's like what they do for the first episode of a lot of things.
Yeah.
This season on Marvel Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Right. Great premiere of season 2, by the way.
We just watched it tonight. Oh, so good.
So Prope says, officially, you're quitting the game. Well, that means we have a quitter this year.
And they show a picture of Wes crying.
Yeah, but that's a mislead.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, it's a mislead. And then John, if you were a man, I'd knock your teeth out. And I think he's talking to somebody. I think he's talking to somebody on the other tribe. Because he's looking across when he says it. Well, so I don't think it's somebody on his tribe.
I think doesn't he get into it with Natalie? Because Natalie's not on his tribe, and it seems like in a challenge he's talking to her, and Julie calls him out or something, tells him to be quiet or something. And
well, I don't think Kelly would say anything that would make John do that.
Yeah,
Missy
might
if she got
she might come up with a cheer against him.
Yeah,
so.
But Natalie for sure. I mean, she'd just say whatever's on her mind.
Well, of course, because he sent Nadia home. She's going to be on fire for these next few episodes.
She'd probably be like, "Oh, I know you. You're just a bigot." And them are fighting words to John Rock.
That's right.
So, man.
Yeah, we've seen the 20s fight, but we've never seen one of them go after somebody else.
No.
This will be interesting.
All right. You want to do a stock up, stock down?
Sure.
Okay. I hadn't even thought about it yet.
I thought a little.
Okay, stock down. Absolutely stock down, Val.
Only because the edit just didn't show her blending in.
Yeah. Based on where I had her preseason, her stock to me is gone down.
Now, is that because of her or because of what Jeremy did?
No, it's because of her. Some of the things she did just seemed...
But do you think she did them because she wasn't there? That she's trying to make up for lost time?
I don't know why she did them. I just wasn't impressed.
Yeah.
And I wanted to be.
Compared to what we thought she was going to be, she didn't play the way we thought she would start. Maybe things will change. Maybe things will calm down.
Right.
I thought Dale had a good edit. I don't think he's as settled in as he thinks he is. But even with his eye, I think my stock up goes to Josh. I mean, I already had him high. He's not my pick to win, but I really thought his placement in his tribe, even though they lost all their challenges, his placement, their trust, I would say him and Jeremy.
Yeah.
I guess if I had to pick one, I'd probably pick Jeremy. He batted 1,000, I think, through the whole episode.
Yeah. Well, for me, stock up went for Baylor. I already liked her preseason.
Yeah.
But I like her even more now.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm doing the old way I used to do, stock up, stock down.
You're right. She did make a great move.
Yeah. I'm not doing it how they are in their tribe. I'm doing it how I feel about them.
You said stock down for Val.
Yes.
Um,
There's a whole lot of stock down options this season.
I'm going to say stock down for Wes. I think him calling out Rocker was a mistake. I think it's going to come back to hurt him.
Or Rocker may hurt him.
Same thing, yeah. Throw that left-handed splitter.
Yeah. So. All right. Hey, y'all, our feedback show is Sunday night. Go to survivortalkwithdnd.com/support. Not support. Dadgummit. What, David?
I got a question. You didn't.
Finger up at me.
Are we doing the points? Am I announcing the points tonight? Because we didn't list that, but you had me printed out.
No, we're not going to list the points, but we will. But I'm glad you mentioned that. If you're playing our fantasy Survivor game, whether it's on Facebook or whether you got yourself a little partner and you're competing against them, we will put up the points either tonight or tomorrow, and it will be under the fantasy draft. I'll keep that as a featured article, a featured page through the whole season. And you know how the tribes are divided up for my tribe and for David's tribe for our fantasy game against each other. And what I'll have is I'll have week 1's total and then their total. So like next week I'll have week 2's total and their total. And if they're voted out of the game, their picture goes to black and white.
Right. And I'll work on it tomorrow. Are you going to do it or am I going to do it?
Well, you can do it if you want.
I'm off tomorrow, so I'll do it tomorrow. But I just want to make sure I do it the way you're explaining it because I'm not picturing it. So we'll talk about it afterwards.
Well, I've already done it, so you can just go look at it. All you have to do is update the numbers.
Okay.
You just go in and edit the caption.
Oh, I got you. I see what you're saying now.
It's really easy.
So it's not going to be a list that continues. We're just going to keep updating the one that's there.
You're just going to know how many points they got. You're not going to know what they got them for unless
Correct.
you listen to the feedback show. If you listen to the feedback show, we'll tell you how they got their 15 points.
I'm going to need more paper.
So, yeah. I suggest you just look at the 40-foot document and write down everything.
Got it.
It's an amazingly detailed document. Shayna is amazing.
We struck gold.
Yes, we did. We struck. Actually, someone else struck gold, and we grabbed it from them. But we won't go into that.
It fell into our pot, so it was good.
Yeah. But anyway, get your feedback in. Feedback.stwdd.com is the easiest way to get there. Or survivortalkwithdnd.com/feedback. Get it in. Sunday night, 7 p.m. is the deadline. We love audio feedback. We really do. So leave it. But we also like emailed feedback. So leave that as well. And all the different ways to leave us feedback are on our website. We will be live Sunday night. At what time, David?
10 p.m. Eastern.
10 p.m. Eastern. In fact, I think all of our shows are going to be 10 p.m. Eastern this season.
Yeah.
I really wish we could do... Oh, Shayna's so sweet. Shayna just messaged me, here is the individual player totals. Y'all need to really stop complaining. No, she didn't say that.
Okay, I was about to say, I was just checking mine, and she didn't say that.
She didn't really say we need to stop complaining.
She said, we just lost Shayna.
Yeah, Shayna's no longer with us. No, Shayna's watching on YouTube, too. So.
Got mine?
All right. Yep. What are you showing me?
My phone. My wallpaper. Can you see it?
Yeah. Oh, man. Have you seen? Oh, yeah, you got one.
I got the blue, yeah.
I'm using the, let's see what color I'm using. This is crazy. I can't open my own phone. Yeah, this, yeah, I got the maroon.
Mm-hmm.
Look at that. That looks so good.
All of our graphics look so good.
Yeah.
You think we pay a fortune for them?
Well, we pay a little bit. We just don't pay a fortune.
We don't pay what he's worth.
Yeah, all of our we have computer wallpapers, and we have maroon, blue, and yellow phone wallpapers, and we give those to anybody that supports us, either one time through PayPal or becomes a patron through Patreon. We give you a free gift of digital media. That's what we do. So, anyway. Go right now, y'all. Get a T-shirt. David, I have resigned myself to the fact that even though we have well over 1,000 listeners every single episode, over 1,100, over 1,200, we've had over 3,500 listeners. That doesn't mean they want to buy a T-shirt from us.
Right.
Yeah. I'm glad I have a T-shirt, and I'm glad that my children said they wanted one, and I'm glad that however many other people. I'm glad we have T-shirts for the people that want them. We're not going to sell 200 like I thought we might, but you know what? I'm glad you're getting a T-shirt. Get yours today.
And then send us a picture of you wearing it.
Well, yeah, and you'll probably get them like 2 weeks after the 29th, is I think when they'll go out. But anyway, if you're like me and you're like, okay, well, I'll do that later, kind of like you're doing with the Amazon link, I'm going to go buy a TV. Oh, I forgot to use their link. I'll do it later. Hello? Go ahead and do it now. No, but seriously, thanks for getting our T-shirt. Thanks for shopping Amazon. Thank you for leaving us your iTunes reviews. And that's about it, David. Unless you want to follow me on Twitter at @Survivor_talk.
I already do.
All right. Join our Facebook group.
Yep.
By the way, we have a page and a group. All right. The page we don't use. It's simply there because people will find it and it will direct them. And there's a post that says, go to the group.
Right.
So I like it when you like the page, but make sure that you join our group because that's where all the discussion takes place. So, all right. David, you got anything else you want to say?
I'm glad I'm off tomorrow because Miko is sending in another quiz of, I think he's doing quotes. I think I saw on Facebook where his feedback is going to be quotes and he's going to be quizzing us.
Oh, yeah?
So I'm definitely going to watch it again tomorrow for a third time. And this is why I like doing the podcast, because I like the episode even more now.
Yeah.
So,
you're going to watch it a third time?
I am. I'll probably be cleaning the house or cleaning the kitchen or something, but yeah. I'll probably watch it.
What I do on Fridays when I'm cleaning around the house?
What?
I listen to our podcast, David.
We have a podcast?
Yes.
Oh, I thought we were just talking.
Friends, listen to me. David, my co-host and cohort, has never listened to an entire episode of our show.
Yeah, that's probably true.
Yeah, I'm serious. He's never. I've listened to every single one of them.
But I'm here. I heard it.
Yeah, I know. I listen. For some reason, I enjoy it. I don't know why.
You know why? Well, you had to in the beginning because we sounded horrible and you kept finding things that we needed to improve on.
I used to spend 2 hours or more, like at least 2 to 3 minutes for every minute we were on the air. I would spend editing, and now I just don't care if we mess up.
Oh gosh, I can't imagine that now. As long as can you imagine editing the Tony interview, the 3-hour interview?
No, it was horrible. I would be up till 1 or 2 in the morning, and I would have to go to work the next day. I was a mess.
You would text me saying you're done, and I'm already in bed asleep.
Yeah, you're like I'm getting up for work.
Why is my phone going off?
So who won the football game?
The Giants.
Oh, I'm sorry.
45-14. It was a shellacking.
It was a Hunapu win.
Yeah, 3 in a row.
It was Jeremy versus Val.
Pretty much.
Yep. Well, all right, so let's say hello to some people who are watching. Shayna's watching on YouTube. Hello, Shayna. Let's see. Boy, she's typed up. Oh, I don't have any more. Who else is
Bethany
commenting?
was watching.
Bethany, thanks, Bethany, for commenting.
Those are the only ones that loaded on mine.
Thank you, Salome. Salome.
Thank you for being our live editor, for helping us with the news, including
I really do appreciate that, actually.
Salome.
All right. Love y'all. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. Music for tonight's show is Summit by Skrillex. I have no idea what else they have. I just like this song. So don't go out and buy their CD or anything, but you can buy this song. It's a pretty cool song.
I told you my suggestion for our song, for our music.
What? Yeah, you want the SCA 9000 to sing something, don't you?
No, I want your new band, that orchestra band, to play the Survivor theme.
No, you really don't. You really don't.
That would be great.
Today we learned dun 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 dun. Go Big Blue. Yeah, we spent an hour. Yeah. What? Why are you muting?
Because I'm wheezing like a zombie and coughing all over the place.
Yeah. So anyway,
which I can't believe I'm about to say. I can't wait for October 12th for the resuming of The Walking
David.
Dead.
That's not. No. Really?
Really?
I tell you what show is amazing. Big Brother Australia. I'm still hooked.
Oh my goodness.
No, David. It is really, really good.
I went back and watched Survivor again last night. Skipped around a few parts and watched certain parts. When I ended it, they had just announced the winner of Big Brother.
Which was obviously Derek.
Yeah.
He was the only good player.
They called out all the people that were on the show. They had them on the stage. And they were doing their goodbyes as they were posing on the stage and doing their own little stands and waves and reminding me of why I don't want to watch Big Brother.
Like I said, Big Brother Australia. It's a completely different show.
Are the people different?
Yes.
I mean, they act different?
Yes. It's totally different.
Because all I had to do was look at this most recent cast of America's Big Brother, and I knew I didn't want to watch it.
Well, you hated last season, remember?
I did, yes. I did.
No, Big Brother Australia. And what's awesome is it's on every day. It's on 6 days a week.
Yeah.
So every day, like, I come home for lunch and I'll watch an episode. It's great. And it's a good episode, and it's good.
Yeah. I just finished my other show, so I need to find something else I need to watch.
Yeah. Salome, or Salami, or Salumia.
Remember how upset Josh got when Nadia said what he said? You shouldn't say salami. You don't want to make her mad.
She says, haha, you're welcome. Glad to have been your live editor. Thanks, guys. You know what's really cool, David? Sometimes I get discouraged because, we're not the biggest. And even though I know we're not trying to be the biggest, still sometimes it frustrates me. And but what's really awesome is the people that like us really like us. And that's just really cool. The people that listen to us, they're really awesome.
Yes, they are.
I really appreciate it. And our Facebook group is so friendly, and it's nice, and there's no backstabbing, there's no bitterness and mean talk, and it's all fun, and we have a great audience.
Well, we've said it before that the reason we keep doing it is because we like the friends that we've made.
Yeah,
it's really love communicating and talking. That's why we love our Facebook page.
Yeah. I sold my iPhone to one of our listeners. I haven't got the check yet, but
so he's not getting the podcast.
No, it's a female.
Oh, okay.
I'll tell you who it is. It's well, I don't remember.
Don't tell me who
Verona. No, crud. I have a friend named Verona. Oh, I feel like an idiot now.
Veronica.
It is, yeah, Veronica. Thank you. See, somebody just joined my choir named Verona, so I got Verona and Veronica mixed up. Yeah, it was Veronica Behrman or something like that. Yeah. So, she has the phone. I don't have the check yet, but I'm sure I'll get it soon.
Or a donation in Patreon, never know.
But I mean, seriously, how cool is it that you feel so comfortable with your audience that, I just closed my eBay deal and sold it to her directly.
I think it's cool that you got to go visit a family that gave birth to a future D&D listener.
Yeah, I got to do that too. And when I went to New York, I met some of our listeners up there. That was awesome.
On my way to South Carolina, I got to stop and meet Wendy and two of her daughters. That was awesome. Very fun.
Yeah. Rachel is Salome. Salome.
Salome.
Salome. There it is. Rachel is Salome, and she is really, I think, getting a little irritated at me. So I better stop.
Just her? Okay.
Yeah. But anyway, we just love our audience. Thank you so much.
And we're just getting started.
And by golly, go buy a T-shirt, dadgummit.
So did we reach the Tony mark of 3 hours, or are we still?
What time is it? No, we're at an hour and 50 minutes.
That's all for a recap. That's usually a long feedback.
What was an hour and a half show?
This is true. This is true.
That's true. And now we're just,
and we got 10 minutes of strategy, 15 minutes of challenges, and the rest was just people walking around the beach.
Yeah. Are you going to watch Amazing Race?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
It's on Friday nights now, which is like, isn't that like a dead night?
Yeah. Why would they put it? Well, they moved Big Bang to Monday nights. They shifted everything around.
Well, they moved Big Bang because they got football.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
Right. So
it wasn't football tonight. It was a shellacking.
Well, somebody was playing football. It just wasn't your Redskins.
It was not.
No. So you are watching Amazing Race. I haven't decided.
Does it start tomorrow or has it started?
I don't. I think it starts tomorrow.
Oh, I guess.
Are you watching? Hold on. Oh, I tried Gotham. Didn't like it.
Oh, I haven't watched the first one yet. Gracie wants to watch it with me.
Watch Scorpion though, and I think that might have a chance. That might have a chance. Rachel just winked at me, so I'm okay.
Okay.
What? You can't say and then leave dead air there, David.
Vikings stop because you stopped right now.
Oh, it's probably me.
Yeah. I said Vikings should be coming back soon, but anyway.
All right. I'll tell you what. Let's end the show.
Yes.
We got to learn to, land the plane.
Because it's almost Friday for me.
That's right. All right, y'all. We will see you on the feedback show Sunday night. That's all I've got. Thanks for listening. How about you, Dave? You got anything else?
I'm good.
All right. See you, everybody.
See ya.